So we went over the other day how to identify different angles. And we looked at angles really by looking at this bottom line on the angle. So I'm just going to put a blue mark here. This bottom line, that's the 0. And when angles, to make an angle, it's really something rotating or turning. So really, if you think of it like a clock, this is a clock, both hands are over top of each other. But then one hand is turning. And actually, it's going the opposite way in a clock on this particular angle, but it's turning. So this arm has gone from down here, and it's rotated up to there. Now, we know that the perfect angle, called the right angle, it's the right one, looks like an L, like this. Or it could be a backwards L, like that. Or even upside down L, like that. Or like this. But there are these, it's perfect in this corner. So if this is the bottom, I'm going to make this into an L, like this. There we go. That's 90 degrees right there. So any angle that's smaller than 90, it's kind of a smaller little angle, and we call it acute angle. Acute. And that's right here. So you put an A. So this one is less than 90. It's one of the smaller angles. It's not bigger than 90. It's a smaller angle, so I would put an A here. Like that. And you have to look at these other angles and decide if they are acute. Acute, you put an A. Obtuse, you put an O. Right, you put an R. So they're one of those kind. Right angles are the perfect angles that look like L's, or kind of L's maybe turned around. And obtuse are when they're bigger than the 90. They're the bigger angle. The mouth of that alligator's opened up wide, really wide. So they're not the little cute angles, cute ones. Now down here, this is tricky. This is a tricky part. So this is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for you to try to do these ones. So down here, I'm going to do number 1 here. It says find the angles within each shape and label each angle as A for acute, O for obtuse, and R for right, just like up top. Now, when I look at this, where are the angles? Well, I see one angle here, I see one angle here, and I see one angle here. So I have to decide each of these angles, whether they're acute, obtuse, or R, right. So one of the things to I like to do is if I'm doing it on a piece of paper, I tend to turn the page around. But if I'm doing it on the iPad like this, I'm going to just lock my screen so that I can turn it. Now you won't see it turning, but I'm going to look at this angle down here. I'm going to just kind of, maybe I'll turn that red just so you can see the one I'm doing it right now. So I'm going to turn my screen here. I just want this on the bottom here. And I'm going to draw my perfect L here just so I can see this is just, and this here is one of those smaller little angles. It's a acute angle. It doesn't rotate from here all the way past and over to here. So this would be A. I put an A in there for acute. And this one over here, that's a small little angle as well. I'm going to put A for acute on that one. This one is acute. It's a small little one. So I put A for acute. Now you might think, oh, that means all the angles are the same on the shapes. No, not necessarily. So I'm going to just show you one right here. Let's take a look at this angle. This angle isn't a little acute one. So you can do the same thing I'm doing, draw over top, and then take a look at that angle. Yeah, that's not a small little one. It's not a small little closed type mouth. The mouth is really open, really wide. And so this is an O, obtuse angle. It's not a right angle, not that perfect angle. It's not the small little one. It's O for obtuse, which is like obese, being too big, a big angle. So you're going to do that for all these shapes. Do the best you can. I know it's going to be a little tricky, but this is the good thing to have a challenge.